Welcome to Do It for the Gram, an Enneagram podcast with your host, certified Enneagram coach, Milton Stewart, where we do it for the Enneagram, not Instagram. We make moves to improve our lives and those in our community. So this year, I got a lot of different things I had planned out to come throughout the year. And what I'm going to start with is the thing called passions. Of each type, the passions, the vice, the emotional patterns. I'm going to break that down a little bit, but I wanted to start with that because this year I also wanted to teach the subtypes of each number so that people can get even more granular and specific on their specific type and their pattern. And really to understand the subtype, you need to understand the passion, vice/emotional pattern. So in these episodes, in this series we got coming up, it's just going to be about the passion, the vice, and the emotional pattern of each type. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Let's go intro music. All right, so you may be wondering, what is the passion, vice, or emotional pattern of your Enneagram type? Because you may have seen the different things and maybe not fully understand it. So what is the passion, vice, or emotional pattern? The passion, vice, or emotional pattern all represent the same thing and are used interchangeably throughout Enneagram teaching and books. The passion, vice, or emotional pattern is a specific habit that each type has that flares up hardcore. Unfortunately, the passion, vice, or emotional pattern can be so automatic or native to the way you interact with the world, you may barely notice it's happening or not even recognize it when it's happening. You may say, that is just the way I am, or I am this kind of person, without really examining why you react the way you do in certain situations. The Latin root word for passion is passio, which means suffering. The connotation of passion now is more of an intense care or enthusiasm for something, but the root meaning of the word passion is actually suffering. That is why it is used in many Enneagram circles, and especially those who built the foundation of Enneagram years and years and years and years and years and years ago. The passion of each number is something we all are suffering or must endure through our lives. It does not mean suffer as in being excruciating pain, but more of a habit that seems to trap us and keep us and can lead us into pain within our lives. The Latin word for vice is vitium, hope I said that right, which means flaw, defect, fault, or error. Emotional pattern is a more new age term that I believe describes it well and makes it easier to communicate to people in our generation. I do not want to abandon the word passion or vice because they make a statement that this emotional pattern we struggle with is something we must work on. And it's not just a jolly old emotion. So throughout this, I will use them interchangeably throughout this whole episode so you can get a grasp on the language as well. Why is the passion, vice, emotional pattern important? Because the Enneagram is a growth tool. Many times people get caught in just getting the knowledge of it and seeing some of the patterns, but do not apply it to themselves in a way that helps them grow. When you start to notice and become aware of your passion, you realize when you may be moving towards unhealthiness and your type structure may be about to take over and react in an automatic habitual behavior instead of choosing the action you want to make. Disrupting your vice allows you to make better choices for your life and just maybe get the things you really want out of life and not settling for a knockoff, counterfeit, faux, or fake version of it. Quick, easy example. If you are looking for affection, attention, and love, but you settle for sex, which will never hit the mark of what you're really longing for. That is more of an extreme example, but this is the case for many areas in our lives. The power of the Enneagram is the internal work. Internal work is not like external work, which is usually fast and caught up in what others think, say, and do. Internal awareness is slower, quieter, more challenging, and way harder than external work. Why do you think so few people intentionally change for the better, unless something chaotic brings it to their attention that they must change? It is not easy, but if you are here, then you must be one of the people working on engaging in the challenging journey of internal work. Recognizing your emotional pattern is important if you want to dive into internal work and truly change your life for the better. All right, so you're probably wondering, what is my type's passion?
So remember, I use the Enneagram as a growth tool. So many things will be challenging. I don't use it to fluff up people and make them feel all better about themselves and everything, I do that as well. But especially talking about the passion, the vice, and the emotional pattern, I am talking about something to help improve. So part of this may seem like a negative Nancy kind of. So brace yourselves, sevens, but just be prepared because this is about growth. So let's get better. All right. What is my type passion? Enneagram 7. The emotional pattern, vice, and passion for the Enneagram 7 is gluttony. What a word to use. But as I learned more about it, it really seemed to describe my life. This gluttony isn't really about food per se. It is an insatiable appetite that Enneagram 7s have for pleasure and stimulation. The emotional pattern of gluttony can be almost anything for the 7. As long as they find it enjoyable, it could be food, traveling, ideas, and different types of experiences. This kind of gluttony does not make a 7 fat like gluttony for the body can, but it actually makes them light and ungrounded because the relentless chase for stimulation makes them transient and always chasing a moving target, meaning they are never really putting roots down and building real foundations. When the vice of gluttony kicks in for a 7, it is really difficult because they are the most impulsive of all types. So when they feel gluttonous, they seek for it immediately without really thinking it all the way through. This is why 7's ideas usually exceed their capacity because the gluttony of ideas keeps building on itself until it no longer connects to reality. An example, I plan our kids' monthly celebration for the kids who have good behavior at my school. Somehow, I planned a hot wing and hot chocolate cocoa party. I wrote it down, posted it in the teacher's workspace. When I looked at January's party to prepare for it, I said, what in the world was I thinking? Hot wings, milk, and chocolate to kids at once? What a bad combination. But in the moment of idealization, I did not even realize it. Nevertheless, 7s have to be careful because gluttony creates this abundance of energy in a 7 to get whatever will satisfy them by any means as soon as possible. How did I get this passion? It starts as a child. Many times 7s got the message that most people will not take care of my needs, so I would do it myself. It is like a kid decided this and was in a candy store, so they grabbed as much as possible, not thinking about all the other food categories out there that would be beneficial, that they would need. But the 7s just chose as much candy as possible because, hey, it excited them. What can I do when I notice my passion is rearing its ugly head? When you notice your emotional pattern, vice, or passion of gluttony rear its ugly head into your life, it's time to take some deep breaths. Breathe in and down. And when I say down, breathe down, but breathe into your body and feel your body start to relax, all your organs. As a 7, you have to slow down in everything you are doing. 7s already move fast. So when gluttony hits, it speeds up the 7 even more. And that is a dangerous place to be for a 7. Taking those deep breaths will give your brain a chance to really think and not impulsively act. After that, ask yourself, do I need what I am fiending for right now? And then, why do I want this so bad? Can it wait? Most things I fiend for, I do not need right now. And I'll get tired of it soon and not use it or eat it again. I don't need it that much anyway. All right, so that's all I have for this episode. A few reminders. Our Patreon goal, still not to the complete goal of $100 for my second Patreon goal to pay for podcast editor full time where it's fully taken care of so I can focus on content creation, studying the Enneagram more and giving you more beneficial content. Also, for the Foundations to the Enneagram, that is a workshop I have coming up March 28th in Memphis. I would love to see you there if you're able to make it. You can go to kaizencareers.com/events and sign up there. I would love to see you there. The last event was thebomb.com. People left very satisfied and couldn't wait for part 2. And I would love to see you there. Kaizen coaching, consulting, and training. I also work with organizations and individuals in coaching and consulting. If your organization is needing or wanting some Enneagram coaching or workshop, holler at me, or retreat. And or if you're looking for Enneagram coaching / career coaching, I am also certified to do those both as well. And I'm helping clients on the daily. And so if you're interested in that, you can go to kaizencareers.com and go to either Enneagram coaching, career coaching, or consulting and fill out the interest form. And I'll get back to you within 48 hours and we can discuss details and see where we can move from there. Enneagram 7s, if your emotional pattern, vice, or passion of gluttony is invading you before you react out of strong 7ness, take some deep breaths in your nose, out of your mouth slowly, and ask, do I need what I'm fiending for right now? And then, why do I want this so bad? Can it wait? And do it for the gram, the Enneagram, of course, and make a healthy choice. We'll see you soon in the next episode. Bye.